In this video, I'm going to explain you how I got fit working out just 2 hours a week as a management consultant. My name is Lorenzo and I help busy management consultants get in the best shape of their lives while working out just 2 hours a week. And why should you listen to me? Well, I've helped over 1,200 clients so far, including busy management consultants get in the best shape of their lives while keeping up with their career. And I have a very traditional corporate background working in different roles, including management consulting. And I've managed to keep up a very great body in the process. First, I want to discuss the 3 main reasons that make management consultants struggle to stay fit, and you probably resonate with all of them. First one, overestimating time commitment. This is probably the most important one. As a management consultant, you probably assume that you need to work out 5, 6, maybe even 4 times a week to get amazing results or to get at least some results, okay? You probably believe you need to dedicate at least 1 hour per session, and because your demanding lifestyle does not allow that, you simply give up on the gym immediately, so you don't even give it a try. The key here is to understand that higher intensity can really outperform more volume, and 2 hours a week is more than enough to get amazing results. Problem number 2 is neglecting the basics, okay? I see a lot of people neglecting the basic and fundamental exercises of building muscle and losing fat, and they just follow these weird Instagram cool looking exercises that are completely bullshit and waste of time, okay? You cannot ignore the fundamental movements if you want to build muscle, especially if you are busy, you don't have a lot of time to dedicate to the gym, so the little time you have available should be really focused on the most important exercises. And yeah, you probably fail to realize that 20% of the exercises can lead to more than 80% of the results. So yeah, it's a big one. And number 3, no plan or progress tracking. And well, this does not only apply to consultants, of course, it's more to the general public, but especially if you are a consultant, this is something that you must pay attention even more, because again, you have very little time available to work out, and when you do work out, you must make sure everything is on point. And if you walk into the gym without knowing what to do in that day, or what exercise are you going to do, how many sets, reps, what weights are you going to use, you really have no idea if you are progressing or not. So not keeping track of your progress is really a killer for your progress. And yeah, you probably give up quite easily because you keep going to the gym every once in a while and you don't see any progress. Those are basically the 3 main reasons that make you struggle to stay fit. But the truth is, getting fit is much more simpler than what you think. To give you a little bit more context, when I was in university, I was pretty much working 5, 6 days a week. I was partying, I was enjoying my time with friends, and I basically felt unstoppable because I had time to do everything. So when I joined the corporate world, when I started working, I felt really demotivated because basically I could not work out as much as I used to do before. And I felt really bad. I started losing motivation. I started eating a lot of junk food. And I started skipping workouts at all because I felt like if I cannot train like I did in university, there was no point trying it. So eventually I learned that that's not the truth, and that's how I came across the minimalist training, and this is how I basically developed my own style of training, which I've been using most of the time working in a corporate role, especially if it's a demanding corporate role like consulting or even investment banking. And yeah, I would say that there are 5 main pillars that you need to pay attention to and that you should implement in your training if you want to be successful. Starting with point number 1, smart frequency, okay? What I'm trying to say is that only 2 to 3 hours a week is more than enough to achieve great results. In fact, you probably noticed in your own gym, you see guys working out pretty much in the gym every day, 5, 6 days a week, and they look the same every year. So there is not really a correlation between time in the gym and progress. A very basic principle, but it's really game changing. If you go less times to the gym, but you put more effort in each workout, you not only will progress more, but you'll also have more time to recover between sessions, so it's much, much better. And on top of that, as a bonus, if you are only working out 2 times a week, you have much more flexibility with your own schedules. Especially as a busy consultant, your work-life balance is very unpredictable. So If, for example, you have a workout session planned on Monday, but then you realize on the day that you cannot work out because you have a deck to finish, you can basically push that workout for the next day because you only are doing 2 sessions a week. So you have a lot of flexibility to play with. While if you are working 5-6 days a week, you lose this flexibility because you pretty much have to work out every day. So if you miss a session, your entire weekly schedule is completely messed up. So that's point number 1, okay? Now, point number 1 only works if the other points are followed as well. Basically, all these 5 pillars have to be respected for each of them to work on their own, if that makes sense. So, pillar number 2, high intensity. And again, this is heavily related with point number 1, but you basically want to prioritize effort and intensity over volume. To give an example, let's say that you are doing 15 sets a week. Let's say you are doing 10 sets a week for your chest, adding up all the chest exercises. If all these 10 sets are shitty sets, meaning you are not putting a lot of effort, you are not pushing hard, you are not going close to failure, although you are doing a lot of volume, this volume is trash. It's not really creating any progress and stimulus to grow. But if you are doing only 3 or 4 sets a week, high quality sets close to failure with heavy load, you will progress much more, okay? You need to ensure that although you are only doing 2 or 3 sessions a week, these sessions really count and you are pushing yourself hard on each session, okay? So when you go to the gym, I want to see you pushing hard, making sure you are going very close to failure or actually reaching failure, and progress over time on all these sets. And that's where pillar 3 comes in, progressive overload. Session by session, you should be progressing in any shape or form, meaning either you are doing an extra rep with the same weight, or you are adding more weight, or you are doing slower reps. So there are a lot of ways to progress. I personally like to combine the increasing reps and increasing the weight. So to give you a more clear example, let's say that I do incline bench press every week, and my first set I should be doing 6 reps. Let's say that today's session I've managed only to do 5 reps with 200 pounds. Next week I'm gonna try to do 6 reps with 200 pounds. And if I reach that rep range, which is my goal, I will increase the load the following week to 205 pounds. And that's how you progress, okay? You reach your rep target and then you increase the weight. And then you probably need 1 or 2 sessions to reach that rep target again. And then you increase the weight again. And that's how you progress week by week. And yeah, this is a very brief summary of what progressive overload is. And that's how I personally like to implement. It's a bit more complex than that, but at a very high level, this is how you should look at your workouts. I really want to emphasize this because when I work out with friends or colleagues, they have no idea how much weight they should be doing or the reps or the sets, and that really bothers me because they're basically wasting time. They are not really mindful of what they are doing, and that's really killing your gains. Now, pillar number 4 is all about the technique. So far, I've told you to go really hard, intense sets, progressive overload, but this can only be achieved assuming your technique is perfect or as close to perfect as possible. I understand when you are lifting very heavy loads, sometimes the technique cannot be 100% perfect. I do that myself, but try to be as perfect as possible because this will not only ensure that you are really targeting the muscle you'd be targeting, but it also allows you to prevent any injuries, okay? Make sure you perfect the form in the exercises you are doing before starting to add weight. And I'm telling you this because, well, I work with a lot of clients, and the first thing we do with new clients is to assess their form, and more than 70%, probably close to 100% actually, of my clients have bad form when I assess them the first time, or at least a lot of room for improvement, okay? So please keep that in mind. And finally, point number 5, exercise selection. And again, this links with everything I've said so far, but you have little time to work out. 2 hours a week you are dedicating to working out should be focused on the fundamental exercises and ideally compound exercises, meaning exercises that target multiple muscles at the same time and that you can use a lot of load. These are things like squats, bench press, pull-ups, barbell rows. So these kind of exercises allow you to target a lot of muscles at the same time and allow you to easily progress on them over time. To give you a clear example, it's much easier to progress on a barbell squat versus a leg extension machine, okay? So yeah, you can probably do 2 or 3 compound exercises per session, then maybe add 1 or 2 isolation movements, and you can do an amazing workout within 45 minutes, okay? And if you do 2 sessions like this per week and progress over time on these sessions, I'm telling you that you'll be building muscle and improving your metabolism, improving your health, improving your posture. And yeah, the benefits are unlimited, really. I don't want to get into much detail on the benefits. I have other videos discussing this, but yeah, even if your main goal is not to get big or build muscle, having a good muscle foundation is super important for your health in the long term and will actually help you to lose fat. If you have more muscle, your metabolism is way faster, so it means you can burn calories easier in practical terms, okay? So yeah, guys, these are the 5 main pillars that you should pay attention to when it comes to minimalist training. And these 5 principles I've just discussed can be easily connected to the minimum effective dose principle, which is something that I've came across a few months ago. And it's pretty simple. So the smallest dose that will produce the desired outcome. To give you an example, to boil water, you only need 100 degrees Celsius, okay? More heat doesn't make it more boiled. It's just a waste of energy at some point. And this mindset can easily be translated into fitness. So with the right approach, you only need the minimum effective dose to get fit. And these 5 principles I've discussed really reflect on that, okay? So guys, that's pretty much it for today's video. It was quite short. I tried to keep it very straightforward to the point, very raw. I didn't want to waste too much time. I hope you learned something from it and that you actually apply some of the principles I've discussed today in your own life, in your own training. And yeah, if you want extra guidance and accountability to maximize your progress in the gym and see results, you can book a free strategy call with me. I help busy management consultants get in shape, so I've went through the process. I know both worlds. I know how to get fit while working in a demanding job. First link in the description, you can book a call with me. If you don't want to, that's totally fine. Just make sure that at least you took something from the video. And yeah, I'll see you soon.